We was talking about the Ballon d'Or before, though. Maybe that's why he didn't get it in 2020. He must have saw that and thought, nah,
Sorry,
you're
Robert.
all right, mate. Yeah.
He's like, yeah, you were going to get it, but we're just going to clip this up here. Hello, guys, and welcome back to the Cal and Dom Talks Nonsense podcast. We are on episode 4 of the podcast, and I was looking at stats before, Cal, and only half of every podcast makes it to 14 episodes. There's like a median sort of 12% of podcasts only make it past one episode, and another 6% make it to 2. So we're getting to that top 50% if we do another 7, because we are technically on our 7th podcast together, but it's episode 4 of the actual season. But Cal, how are you doing?
Good, thank you, my friend. Yeah, really good. That's a good little bit of knowledge, actually, that I made up with that. Long may it continue. Long may the nonsense continue. But how are you, mate? You good?
I'm great. Yeah, we've had a good weekend, haven't we? We went on the cool down. We spoke about that. If you haven't already looked at our talk about the Liverpool game, which we'll get on in a second, we talked about Liverpool versus Manchester City. Just a little boring game, weren't it? I think we'll get onto that in a second. But if you haven't already, guys, please subscribe to the channel, Cal and Dom Talk Nonsense podcast channel, as well as my own very channel, Dom Meadowcroft. And we're on TikTok and Instagram, less so, but TikTok, we're trying to pump out that. We've got a couple of our own chants on the Pete episode, which brings me nicely onto the Pete episode. So how did you feel it went in the end? Because obviously it was an hour and a half, and don't worry, guys, this is not going to be an hour and a half long this time. That was a long episode, 90 minutes, like a football game. But the first half was incredible, and then you had just us two in the second half. So what do you make of the episode?
When I watched it back on YouTube, I thought I was just really happy that we managed to get it over the line, because we'd spoken to him a couple of times before about it, and just watching us talk to him was just brilliant, because we'd had so many ideas about it, and we'd thrown so much at each other about what we could potentially ask him and how it'd go, the interview, and I'm just really happy with it. I think everything that we wanted to ask, we covered everything that we wanted to, and I think he had a good time doing it, Pete, and so just a really good chat that we had with him. I learned so much about him that I didn't know. We had a little bit of fun as well, which, that's always what you want to have with someone who, we bring into our little world. You want them to have a good time as well, don't you? So, yeah, absolutely brilliant. I'd love to have him on again. And, his chance and all the stuff that he's got coming up, some of the exclusives that he gave us. I think one of them's already come out, hasn't it? The Agent 0027.
Yeah, it does. Was it Darwin Núñez meets James Bond? And I've seen it go viral on not just TikTok. I think a lot more people, now that I know about him, I've seen speak about him. Like, I've heard on a couple of podcasts talking about him on his cameos, the sort of requests that they gave him. But the Darwin Núñez James Bond one, it's mental.
The name's Núñez.
I had to watch it 2 or 3 times just to understand what was going on, because I was like, and then when he gets to that chant in the end, I was like, oh, what? I don't know.
I didn't expect it. I really thought it'd just be a sketch. So then when he headbutts the guy when he walks in, then you start laughing, and then you get it, and then he's doing the poker, and then he walks off in such a slow-mo fashion, and you just see Darwin 27 on the bar. And then the screen just pans and he's walking forward, and you're like, he's going to do it. He's going to do a chant. And then, absolutely brilliant. Love it to pieces.
Walking towards the camera, like, when you do that sort of cross-arm sort of situation.
It's like when the old Premier League one, when the players get announced on the screen for the line, they turn around. And
Pete Bock.
Yeah.
Still don't know his second name, to be honest with you.
I think we did say we'd ask him that, so I'm lying. We did not ask him that. But I suppose that's his stage name, isn't it? That's what VLC will go for.
But we talked about him behind the character, so it seems the Bok character, and also he said that he wants to come back on because he didn't give all of the story. Essentially, it's almost like he teased us, which I don't mind. He can come back on whenever he wants. But probably our best in terms of how it was structured, in terms of an episode. I mean, it's hard to compare it to the first two, which is just us two and our little features. And I'm sorry, guys. Gammon Thoughts ain't here. It's not here anymore.
No,
it's
not. Hey, in fairness, we're saying sorry to them, but it's half as much their fault as it is ours, I think.
Oh, it's against the crowd already.
That's what I mean, yeah. So we are a bit sorry, but we're more sorry for ourselves because we actually quite liked it.
Yeah.
Maybe one day, eh?
I think maybe it's a lack of communication on our behalf, especially mine, because I just threw it in on the first pre-season and went, this is what we're going to do. And then, nobody understood it. Took a couple of weeks, especially with the little chant I gave as well. Pete probably would have been proud with that if he actually listened to the podcast. I'm sure he did.
Well, in fairness, I did have a little chat with him about potentially making the chant for it, but now it's dead, so we'll have to do it for something else.
We'll find for Nonsense Hall of Fame. We've not got one for that. We've got
Talk Nonsense Hall of Fame.
Go on. Is that it?
Script, isn't it? Just the script Hall of Fame. Just have to do that.
Easy. Nonsense Hall of Fame. It's something you could say. Shame, tame.
Yeah, shit. He'll find.
That's his job, isn't it? I think
12 quid cameo. Get it sorted. Pete.
Is that what it is? 12 quid. 12
something
quid for
like that. I think so. 15 maybe. I'm not sure.
Maybe we have to. We're trying to get a free one, but he's actually he's trying to rope us into 12 quid. That's 6 quid each.
It's worth it, isn't it? I think.
Yeah, I just won't pay for electrics today. I'll pay for Beat BOC. But we've got on this episode, we've got taken 6 minutes to get to this point. Liverpool / Warrington / Rovers, all successful. We'll talk about it in a second. The upcoming fixtures this week, because my God, there's a lot of them. Random footballer of the week. Love to see it. We'll talk about that one in a few in a bit as well. Nonsense Hall of Fame. The quiz, which we've got a special announcement for that, so keep an eye on that one. And then that would be it. That's so we've not got any. It feels like a very slim segments, doesn't it, today? I think because the fact that the Pete one last week was so big, it was like 45 minutes, and then we did 45 minutes of our own. It was like, oh my God, this one. We were talking today, and we were like, how are we meant to get like as much as last week? But you just can't. I don't think.
No, absolutely impossible. Yeah, no chance.
So what I'll do quickly is I will. Do you want to talk about the Liverpool game? Is that what we're going to do next? Do you reckon?
Oh, definitely. Any chance I can get today. Yeah, don't worry about that. So obviously, as everyone will know now, go check that one out. By the way, I enjoyed that yesterday. I think we'd had maybe one too many. Well, I definitely had, but it was still fun. But yeah, no, you go into a game as a Liverpool fan fearing the worst. I think, every media outlet that I'd seen sporting-wise that week was talking about what City could potentially do to Liverpool. And, to see them come away with the victory and play really well and match them for everything, effort and talent and everything, it could really kickstart Liverpool's season. And obviously the fans of Liverpool hope so. And, I think a result like that does start a turning point. And I think the Rangers game, we spoke about that on the match reaction, that the Rangers game was a lot more, needed for us than the Copenhagen game was for City. And it showed in the game itself, because the players that were struggling seemed to be a lot more confident, had what we were used to seeing from them. It was all back there. And so the big players had the big performances. And I think that's what won Liverpool the game in the end, which desperately needed 3 points against the mammoth Manchester City team.
Yeah, and I think, like we said and if you haven't already, check it out, the match reaction. We do go in for 40 minutes. I think it's one of the longer videos I've ever done, other than our podcast. And I mean, as soon as I said to you, I was like, do you want to do a match reaction after the game if you win? As soon as I seen that Salah scored, I was like, oh, that's good. I don't have to just mumble on for 10 minutes by myself. But like you say, the likes of James Milner showing that he's still got it at the top level. Joe Gomez probably having the best game in years, you could say, for Liverpool, and probably England's best centre back. To be quite frank with you, isn't he? England's best centre back.
Yeah, I'd say so. I think it's tough with Joe Gomez because of the injuries and things that have gone wrong with him in that sense, and not being able to find his way back into the team. He hasn't really had too much of a chance from Southgate, and he's one of the players that maybe you can't begrudge Southgate too much because of his lack of fitness and not being able to play much for Liverpool in the time since he's come back. But now he's got this really good little chance now, and he's been absolutely superb. The last 2 games, absolutely brilliant. And I think it begs an interesting question. It might be good to ask the listeners this and the viewers. If Joe Gomez continues this form on in the remaining games before the World Cup, surely he's on the plane, isn't he? Surely. And that'll be an interesting one to hear from everybody.
And we will do a sort of tier list in a couple of weeks, maybe 3 or 4. I don't know when the World Cup starts in a month's time, so we'll do it in 2 or 3 weeks' time. Before we announce Southgate announces the England team, we'll definitely do a tier list on who maybe is a definite, who's a sort of in the sort of maybe zone. I'll get that sorted for us, Cal. That could be our main feature for that week, definitely.
Yeah, brilliant.
Obviously, next week will be. Oh no, in a couple of weeks' time we'll have something else as well, won't we? We could say it, can't we? Football Manager, isn't it? Essentially.
Yeah. I think we had a conversation when it was about to come out, and we thought we both absolutely love Football Manager, and this new version of the game seems to be one that they're really pushing boundaries. And yeah, we thought we're both going to be getting it, so why don't we do a little episode seeing how we feel with it? And another question for the listeners, actually. Any teams that you want us to give a go managing for our first save? Get them over to us in the comments or on Twitter.
Exactly.
And we'll be straight on it.
100%. Obviously, Liverpool won, but we've got to talk about the biggest team that won today. Let me just get up here. Rovers. Just to let you know that this is our team that we played. Obviously, Kaminsky in net. If you haven't seen it, the save
I have. Yeah. He was really happy with it himself as well, wasn't he? The fist bumps after.
Very happy with himself. We got Dominic Hyam, Scott Wharton. You have no idea who any of these players are, apart from Talon.
I know him there. Yeah, I was going to say I know that one very well.
Diaz up front. I mean, it's whatever. But Ashley Phillips, shout out to him. 17 years old, only just 17 as well, and he's
did Tyler get man of the match there? Looks like it, doesn't it? I can't even see it that well.
According to this, it did. But what's great as well is that if you look here, does it show the goals? Daryl Lenihan on goal. He was our captain last season, and they went to Middlesbrough for greener pastures, and now they're in. Let's get the championship table up.
I don't think it's looking too good for them, is it?
I'm not going to say anything right now. But I'll just let you talk about where Middlesbrough are and where Rovers are right now. One second, let me get up. That's not looking good, is it? Is it up?
I can't quite see it just yet. It's still on the Google screen.
Oh,
there we go. Go on.
Oh, is it?
No, you don't need to click it. I think
it's a bit of malfunction. You know what? Doesn't matter. Middlesbrough in 22nd. We're in fifth.
Oh god,
that's all that matters. It doesn't matter at all. To be honest with you, I was just going to be like, "There you go, Cal," but it doesn't matter at all. Mm-hmm. But interestingly enough, we are 15 games into the season now and not drawn a single game.
Yeah, that's.
I don't know how you do that. There's only one team in the 4 divisions. This is a little pre-quiz, actually, Cal, for you. There's one team currently, and they are on 27 games without a draw. So that goes into last season. Which team is it? And I'll give you.
What division are they in?
Premier League.
Premier League.
So that sort of narrows it down to like 3.
Oh god, they haven't drawn a game
in 27 games. They're the only team that have done it more than Rovers.
I need another clue.
How do I? Okay, it's Arsenal. Sorry, it's Arsenal. I couldn't think of it.
Right,
27 games they've gone without a draw. We've gone
That's
20
crazy.
as it stands. But yeah, they've gone 27. And
Jesus.
Yeah, I don't know what the crack is with that.
That's crazy. I think going back to the championship though, I think it's been documented today how crazy. We all knew how crazy of a league it is, but seeing the stats with Burnley and then is it all the way down to 15th and there's like 6 points between them or something?
Oh, that's every time. It's every time you'll get
Burnley,
to
haven't they drawn more than they've won or something? Or
they've drawn 7, won 6, lost 1. We play them in about 3 weeks' time.
Ooh.
So I'm going to be really depressed in that episode if we lose. So I'm going to be really ecstatic if we don't.
Yeah.
Because if people didn't know, Blackburn and Burnley are very fierce rivals. Sort of an underrated rivalry, you might say. And also, I feel like most Premier League sides don't like Burnley. They like Sean Dyche, hate Burnley, which I don't mind at all.
I am a big advocate for Sean Dyche, but not so much for Burnley.
Yeah, well, that's exactly it. So I think the final team of the three, Cal, we've spoke about these. Obviously, we had Dan on the podcast recently. Is Warrington Town now? How did they get on? Let me just quickly. We've got the Dom and Cal. Dom and Cal. Wow, the Cal and Dom. So what are they called? Sorry, the
Warrington Town, the Yellows.
We'll be following, won't we?
Got a little bit of echo then, I think. So we was gutted really because on Saturday we were planning on making the trip to go to watch Warrington, and they was playing away at Liver's Edge, about an hour away, and something came up last minute where we weren't able to go and make the trip. So I was a bit gutted, but even more gutted when we found out the score. So Warrington,
what was the score?
Cruised to a 4-0 victory away at Liver's Edge.
4-0.
Yeah.
Wow.
It's absolutely brilliant. Just what we needed. A vital time, because that team there, they drew.
This team here?
Yeah.
What team? Are you not allowed to say it?
No, we don't like it.
Okay, we'll leave that there then. But more importantly, I think we need to discuss where each team are in the league. I'll present where the league is right now on the screen.
Yeah.
We're Warrington Town, 11th place.
We're in 11th place, yeah. I think the round of fixtures on the Saturday helped us massively. I could see I had the flash scores on, checking up on the score, and teams were. I think we changed position about 4 times on the day. But yeah, we've got on Tuesday night, tomorrow night, we're playing Lancaster, who's sitting 17th place, 8 points behind Warrington Town. And yeah, it's one of them. If you can hit a good bit of form around this time of the season, I think it really helps. And that division itself is a very open one. FC United went to the top of it. The first time I'd been to Cantilever Park was watching FC United play against Warrington. And
so, do you know any of these players? Connor Woods, Luke Duffy.
Yeah, so Connor Woods,
Amos,
yeah.
Luke Duffy.
Connor Woods signed very recently. I think it was only the other week, and we was having a little look at how well he'd done at. I think he was from Southport on a 1-month loan or a 2-month loan or something. I think he's a young lad, and he scored 1 in 10. And then I think he scored. I think it's his second appearance, and got his first goal for Warrington Town. So hopefully he can be a good little asset for us this season. And
I see that you're 11th place, and there's a team in 12th that also has the same name, but obviously they're on the same points, but they are.
But have they played 2 games more?
Have they just played each other, didn't they? Or did they?
Yeah. That was the when Dan Chilton came on and kind of gave us that match report. It was for the Warrington derby. I think, have we got 2 games in hand on them? I'm sure we have.
Let me get up again.
Level on points, I think.
There you go. Yes, you do.
Yeah.
South Shields are on 10 points, but I sent 10 games. But I just did watch the FA Cup draw, and they were the first team that were drawn out of it. So the teams still in that league that were in this. I think I played against Atherton College. This is so weird. Clayton Donaldson played games with Trinity. Yeah. That's mental.
Yeah.
And
the fella who played for Atherton there, Scott Backer, I went high school with him. Just saw it then. I was like, oh, hello. I don't know him. I don't think we've ever spoke, but yeah, he went to my high school. Yeah.
I just can't believe Clayton Donaldson was still knocking around, because I remember him at Bradford and Brentford as well. A few seasons ago, which is mad because they're now in the Premier League. And I did put them 20th for my predictions. I will say at the end of this season, I'm not looking forward to it. I already said I wasn't looking forward to that one, but obviously now we'll go on to the upcoming fixtures, but what a successful weekend it was for the 3 teams that we support.
Oh, brilliant! Yeah,
We'll ignore
absolutely
Accrington.
fantastic.
It's absolutely fine. It's fine.
Yeah. But yeah, made up, and obviously see Liverpool and Blackburn win. That's what we want, isn't it? But then Warrington adding that little bonus with a much needed spanking of Liversedge. I like
Absolutely. And here we go. This is the upcoming fixtures. Is there anything there that you think might be the that's the right day, isn't it? Because obviously the day before is it's Brighton, not Forest, and Crystal Palace, Wolves. Not too.
I think I'll be doing my hair that day or something.
Yeah, I think I'll be ironing my clothes that day too.
But yeah, just looking at the fixtures, there's some interesting ones in there. Obviously, the Liverpool West Ham game stands out. Brentford doing well. Chelsea have turned a corner, it seems. Bournemouth and Southampton. I think we've got to take our hat off to Gary O'Neill, because there was a point in the season where, when Liverpool dropped them 9-0, you think they're going to be in serious trouble. And I don't think he's lost a game. I think he's unbeaten in 6 since that game. And he's done an absolutely brilliant job. And then you look at that game now at home as well. I'd make Bournemouth favourites against Southampton there. I think they're going to get the job done.
Because if you look at the table quickly, Southampton in the bottom 3.
Yeah.
And yeah, like you say, Bournemouth, like we said, look at that. 1 draw against Newcastle away, which is a mega draw as well, isn't it? Right this season. A mega draw, like a mega pint. Bournemouth beating Leicester as well. They were 1-0 down in that game. Trying against Fulham. So, I mean...
cracking game, that one as well, the Fulham game.
And this is a good sign for, for people like myself who support a Championship team, just the fact that Bournemouth, who weren't pulling up many trees last season, to be honest with you, they didn't look good in the Championship, are in 10th place, and Fulham 11th. It's not just a fluke. Forest, obviously.
Yeah.
There's always one, isn't there? But
always one.
Still not a million miles away. There's no proper dead rubber this season.
Not just yet.
I think that Forest have bought too many players. I think that's their issue. But that's another point.
But yeah, the fixtures. I think the latest kickoff is Spurs versus Manchester United, which will be a good little game. I think both teams, still a bit of a chip on the shoulder, point to prove, and I think I would probably lean towards Spurs. I think they've got just too much for Man United. But it's at Old Trafford. You never know, and
I think it'd be a good game to watch. It's obviously on Amazon Prime. I'm sure I'll be talking about it on my own. I think that will be the game, unless there's a game that's like 5-5. I think that's the game that we'll be speaking about on Wednesday night. And obviously Thursday, guys, don't worry about it. We've got you covered for entertainment on Thursday. Yeah. With our own podcast.
Just tune in. Looking at them too, I think we might get a few listeners on Thursday night.
Yeah, absolutely.
I think I'd much rather watch this, even if it is me saying it myself. Rather watch this than those 2 games.
I couldn't think of a more sort of couple of fixtures. Maybe the ones on Tuesday, which is tomorrow, that could be more of a sort of Rivita cracker sort of. My God. And that's ironic because I support a team that's worse than any of those sides as well. So we were going to speak about the Ballon d'Or tonight, guys, but we didn't want to sort of discuss it. It was more of a, I don't know. Did any thoughts on the Ballon d'Or quickly before we go on to our favourite features?
Yeah, I think it's one of those things. When I was a kid, I used to get really excited for it and used to really be bought into it. And I saw a quote from the great Johan Cruyff just before, and he asked his opinion on the Ballon d'Or, and he said, lots of rich people voting for their friends, and it pretty much sums it up, doesn't it? So, good to see Sadio second place, Mo in the top 5. So that's all right. But yeah, I think Benzema probably is a deserved winner over the past year, I probably would say.
Unlucky for Lewandowski to not get it. In 2020
wasn't it?
Wasn't even last season. Jeez, oh my God. Right, okay. I always think this, why do we decide now when it's the busiest period of our lives to start this? Well,
that's it, because surely a player could at this point change a season for a team and win a title for a team in the next few months, and then I don't know. It is a strange thing. I think I think I read somewhere that it's to accommodate some international trophies at times, with the African Cup of Nations and things like this. But it still doesn't make any sense. But
no,
and I think they stopped the voting at a certain time as well, so it is pretty much that season. But it's still very confusing and not too bothered about it either.
Actually, yeah, like you say, it's been the Ronaldo and Messi show the last 15, 16 years. I think this is the first time neither have been in the top three since Cannavaro won it in 2006. So,
Yeah,
what's that? 16 years?
something like
Mental.
that. Yeah.
But Cal, as we digress, I'm going to zoom in on their faces. Oh God, I'm going to lower myself there. Oh Lord. Are you ready for your random footballer of the week?
I'm ready.
Let me get the music up, because it's down below also. You will go first, and then I will make a judgment on my play. But no, we'll do the votes afterwards, because I think that's quite funny. And we'll also say who won it after this as well. So, are you ready?
I'm ready.
Random footballer of the week.
JJ Okocha.
Kieran Richardson.
Random footballer of the week.
You did that on
I'm gonna
purpose. I
win
know you did that on
one.
purpose. You definitely did that on purpose. There's no way. Random football of the week, JJ Okocha. Okay.
I need to get in this team. You know I do.
You tried to do it on Twitter. I've seen it today. You tried to pull the votes, and I've pulled it back. Let's get the voting up here while you speak about who won it last week. One sec, let me get it up.
Yeah,
if you want to just speak about who won last week and by what margin.
Yeah, so last week, I was going first. It's tough sometimes because you think you've got a cracker, and I went with Leroy Lita, great player in his day for the Reading days, and you went with Shaka Hislop, and very interestingly, I've got to shout him out. The polls went live, and a few votes had come through already, and the Newcastle faithful, thanks to a fellow, I can't apologise. Oh, Adam Bates, there he is.
Adam Bates, there you go.
He tagged in an account who I've been chatting to, who seemed like a really nice fella, Toon Polls, who retweet polls, including Newcastle players and things like that. And it swept the Geordies, didn't it? And they're all over it now. And I think that's 702 votes.
Imagine 702 votes, 2 people coming and voting in person. I cannot get my head around the fact that it just doesn't make sense. I can't understand the internet. Like, my most viewed video is about Diego Costa and Wolverhampton, and the most we've ever had in terms of traction is Shaka Hislop. And how on earth did you find it?
I know. I think that's the craziest thing. But we managed to get a few followers and a lot of engagement from it as well, which is brilliant for the channel. And shout out to Toon Polls as well for the conversation we had after Top Guy, and said he's going to watch it and support us, which is absolutely fantastic. But fair play to the Geordies. You win this one, and it's Shaka Hislop into the random footballer squad. We have our goalkeeper.
But I get it. Like, you lost by such a big margin that you had to throw out JJ Okocha. I mean, come on. You know what? I threw that. I was like, I had 2 others that I actually like.
Do you know what? I had another
more
as well.
Random.
I think my other would have won as well against Kieran Richardson. He's all right player, but
go on, because I have a different person every week. Go on, who's your reserve on it?
I don't know if I'm going to say it because I think
we'll leave it.
Yeah, I need to keep
it because obviously we've got Shaka here. We've got Shaka Hislop in goal. We've got Juan Pablo Angel from Amiyazaki. We've got Chambonda at right back. I was going for more. I thought you were going for a midfielder.
Yeah, well, it's one of those. My other one was a proper centre midfielder.
Yeah, I had fullbacks. I was going for fullbacks, and we're gonna make a sort of XI at the end of the season. If we get to 11 episodes, if you keep going on with JJ Kocher, I'm going to ban you from the channel.
It had to be done. I have to get my name back on it. I need to get in there. We can't just have Dom's 11, can we?
Exactly. I think that's
with Amir Zaki in the corner.
I thought you were going to win with the next one as well, which we'll get onto in a second, which will be Nonsense Hall of Fame.
Yes.
Okay, and what we'll begin with this week is we'll say, Cal, the poll that we brought out, and to be honest with you, it's not quite finished yet, but we've decided that, as of the recording, do you wanna just
yeah, we're gonna leave it there as it is. Steve Bruce versus Michael Oliver, and Steve Bruce just picked him 56.5%, and Steve Bruce is in the Nonsense Hall of Fame. Rightly so.
Do you like it? what a wall that is.
I feel like you are very particular when you pick the photos to make them as nonsensical as possible.
Exactly.
Absolutely brilliant. I'm looking forward to this week's as well.
Yeah, no, I will start this week's. Obviously, we've got the because when you said yours, I was like, right, okay, well, I'm gonna have to change mine now. My Nonsense Hall of Fame entry to be inducted into the illustrious Steve Bruce, Mark Lawrenson, Harry Maguire, and Tyson Fury. He didn't follow us, by the way. Rude. We tagged him in everything.
Oh well.
Trying to big time us. It's whatever. You want a Nonsense Hall of Fame? Anyway. My Nonsense Hall of Fame this week is Robert Lewandowski. Not just as a Rovers fan who, got blighted with that ash cloud that could have
ash cloud.
Could have been the blue and white kit. And by the way, that was debunked by our own reporters at the time. It was just a myth. But we digress on that point. You only looked at the training ground. He was always going to choose Bruce Dortmund. That's all I like to say to myself anyway. But I think that I'm going to put Robert Lewandowski. I always had him in the bank. I always had him as a reserve just in case because of his insane TikToks. And Cal, you showed me them a few weeks ago, and I was like, yeah, I remember doing them in lockdown, and you thought they were fake, didn't you?
Oh, I thought that, with this AI technology going around these days, I thought it was a deep fake. I was like, because his hair's different and everything about it's just strange and really awkward. Like, he's literally staring into your soul whilst doing this horrible little TikTok dance.
Do you reckon you could do it right now? The TikTok.
No, I couldn't. I don't even know where to start with all that stuff. And it's the effects as well that make him more robotic. Oh my God. It's really
I've never seen someone who scored 400 goals in his career and also look like a sex pest at the same time. Yeah, I can't understand it. I don't understand how he's he's got way too many yes men around him to be like, yeah, that's that, mate. You're looking good there, mate. I don't understand.
Yeah, and we were talking about the Ballon d'Or.
If you want to come on the podcast, you're always welcome.
Yeah. We were talking about the Ballon d'Or before, though. Maybe that's why he didn't get it in 2020. He must have saw that and thought, nah,
sorry, Robert.
Right, yeah.
He's like, yeah, you were going to get it, but we're just going to clip this up here. I don't even know any. I know there's one called like the Renegade or something that's like.
Oh yeah.
I don't know. But the Renegade for us is like Naughty's Children was that back once again for the Renegade. Yeah. That's what I was like. All right, so they brought
these
that
new
back.
ones. The mad thing for me is they all become like Radio 1 hits as well. It's like you see it and it's brainwashed into your head, and then you're on the radio and you're like, I can't escape this really annoying song. I can't escape it. I just have to like it now.
I didn't have TikTok until maybe 2 weeks ago because of this podcast, and I basically had to get it because of it and throw out a few videos. But I refused to get TikTok just because I know that I would be stuck to my phone for 10 hours a day just on that. I've done well until now. I still don't quite get it. I feel very boomer about it, but some of the things I get linked with, I'm like, it's football, and there's just this girl with just fucking everything out. I'm like, well, what? How is that in my algorithm? I don't stop.
It really is the Wild West, isn't it? The Wild West of the internet out there with Twitter.
My God.
Yeah,
I think the
definitely.
only good thing that's come out of TikTok is that guy about trains. But even
Oh.
people tried to like
And
Francois.
Pete POC and Pete as well. He's
Yeah,
good.
obviously. Yeah, but he's a YouTuber for me.
He
He's
speaks
not.
for you. Yeah. Yeah.
He's a cameo. He's not. Obviously, yeah.
Yeah. So
Yeah, Robert Lewandowski is my Hall of Fame entry.
it's right. I'd love to go on and have a really, in-depth conversation about this, but I'm not going to. I like all of our other features, and I don't really want to spend too much time talking about my nominee. So my nominee for the Nonsense Hall of Fame this week is Prime Minister Liz Truss. I don't need to say anything. Nobody needs to say. And I think I might win it.
What we need to do there is like random football of the week, but just this week's Nonsense Hall of Fame. Wait, go on 1 second.
Liz Truss.
Random Nonsense Hall of Fame.
Random footballer of the week.
No, not that one. Liz Truss. I think the only thing that I'll go into it, the irony of when I was typing my notes for tonight's pod, when we had our pre-pod meeting, I typed in Nonsense HOF, Prime Minister Liz Truss, and then I looked back when I came to my notes when we started, and it's conveniently spell checked it to Lies Truss, which is absolutely on point from spell check there.
Yeah, and we don't want to make it too political, but my God, she has the backbone of a jellyfish. We'll get on.
Over we go.
Let's just throw this one there. There we go.
That's what we like to see.
All
Jesus Christ, maybe Gammon Thoughts really does live on looking at that. Gammon FC, isn't it?
Oh my God, it's Gammon FC. My God. So obviously below, like we say, for the Nonsense Hall of Fame, as well as the Random Footballer of the Week, we'll put it on Twitter. I don't know why I'm punching my fist there. We'll put it on Twitter for you to vote. Obviously, I don't think it will ever get 702 votes unless we can make it past that illustrious 14 appearances. Yeah. I'll say it in football terms, won't I?
Slow growth.
But obviously, we've been teasing it a little bit during the whole podcast, and we do have a very special announcement for you, which we will say in a second. But Cal, are you excited for this?
I really am. I think it's something that we have mentioned before, something that we've been desperate to get nailed down, and something that will really help. A really nice feature on the quiz. It'll help it grow, and I'm just really excited to expand the team a little bit as well.
Yeah, exactly.
Tease it a little bit more.
And there you go. That's another little tease, and it adds a different dimension. But we will throw it over to you, Cal, now for the announcement for the podcast.
Right, everybody, it is now time for our quiz. And as you know, it has been a bit of a tough slog so far for me and Dom during the first few podcasts. So we've come to a decision as a team. And as you can see on screen, we have friend of the pod who we've seen already talking about his beloved Spurs. We have Charlie SKEGGS on the pod, and it is not for talking about Spurs. I'm sure he'll be made up with that. It is to announce that he is our new quiz master for the Talk Nonsense quiz. Charlie, welcome. Congratulations, mate.
Oh God, I'm overwhelmed, humbled. Thank you very much. I'm glad you're. I'm a bit nervous. You guys entrusting me with, this special part of the podcast. So I'll try my best, and as I say, I'll try not to screw you over as well. I'll try and research these questions. Again, though, we were talking about this, weren't we? About obviously during the when everyone was doing the pandemic and everyone had their own sort of Zoom quizzes they were doing, and we were doing our own one-on-one point, Cal. Mm-hmm. And doing quiz questions, it can be a bit of a labor of love sometimes. You don't know if the questions are easy or hard, but I'll do my best, and we'll take it week by week and hopefully get a gauge, and we'll have a bit of fun along the way as well, of course. So yeah, I'm looking forward to it, guys. I appreciate you asking me as well.
Anytime, mate. Absolutely buzzing to have you on, and we can't wait for the first quiz with you. Hopefully it's a little bit easier than the ones we've had so far.
Oh my
Dom,
God.
your thoughts on our new quizmaster?
Yeah, we drew out the white flag straight away between ourselves. 1 point after 9. both each. I was sort of hoping we'd get a point last week just to change it up a little bit. So we do as well appreciate you coming on and being the quiz master. Hopefully I don't have to change the graphic too much, which makes my life a little bit easier. But hey ho, I hope I beat Cal. That's all I'll say.
Game on.
Well, I'll try my best. I'll try my best to be completely unbiased. I'll make sure it's fair as possibly can. So,
how much to do a little backhand sort of bribe? Is that in the card?
We can't be doing this, surely. No.
I
ain't no wheeler and dealer.
That was a good reference as well. I like that. That was a good one.
On point. Right. So, Charlie, we are going to crack on with our last ever dreaded, horrible Cal versus Dom quiz before you take over the reins. So, thank you, mate, and we shall see you next week.
I'll see you next week, boys. See you then.
Nice one, Charlie.
Yeah, cheers. Rightio, thank you, Charlie SKEGGS. You know, we finally have a special guest on every single week, quiz master.
Master quiz master. I like it. I like it.
Quiz master extraordinaire. And like we say, we've been shafting ourselves with these questions.
Very much.
If we have somebody else on the quiz to give us our questions, then we can blame him rather than ourselves. So that's absolutely fine. We do appreciate him coming on, and we love the fact that we've got a guest on every week. Gosh, calling him a guest now, isn't it? He's not.
He's part of the team now, isn't he?
Team, part of the family, and we love him all the same. Thank you very much, Charlie, for that. Now, Cal, as we said we have shafted ourselves, and out of a possible 18, we have scored 2.
Oh, it's not great, is it? Not at all.
Not good at all. There. I mean, we've said it last pod, and we'll say it during the week. I've tried to make it a little bit easier.
Yeah, same.
But I did write the questions, so it's anyone's guess.
I think.
I can't remember who started last week. So do you want to start it off with the?
Yeah, I think it was you last week. Who started with the question? So I'll go to you first. I thought I like keeping them on topic these days, with things that we talked about in the pod and things that are happening in the real world as we delve into the pod. So the winner of the Nonsense Hall of Fame comes into the quiz. Steve Bruce. Steve Bruce, the most recent inductee. Where did Steve Bruce start his playing career?
1 sec. Let me get some notes. I'm just rustling my pages. Where did Steve Bruce start his career? It's insane that he never got any run cap. The fact that he didn't play for Manchester United for that long. I thought you were going to say managerial career. I think I knew that one. I think he started at Huddersfield or Sheffield United.
It was Sheffield United,
yeah. Steve Bruce. This is me answering the question, or just answering other questions to make it sound nicer rather than Steve Bruce. So he's from. Is he a Geordie? Is he? I'm thinking of like Sam Allardyce as well. I've got like 20 seconds left. I know Sam Allardyce started at like Notts County or something, but I don't know what. Again, I'm answering a different question.
10 seconds.
Yeah, I'll go with West Brom.
Nice. That's my hardest one for you. It's Gillingham. I apologize.
There's no way I could have got that. Kent.
Well, what I thought was, no, he's a Geordie, Steve Bruce.
Yeah.
What I thought was, if you knew, you would know it, and it'd be like, oh yeah, I've seen that on Wikipedia or something. It's Gillingham, but yeah, tough one out the way anyway.
I think the only time I've searched his Wikipedia is to see if he had an England cap, like I said, and he didn't. So
yeah.
My God, I think that's harder than any of the questions I'm giving you right now. Okay, right. This one, like I say, obviously I got that. I didn't get that one. Did he go for Gillingham to United? Is that?
Double check. I think there was one before it.
That's mad.
No.
Gillingham. Why is he in Gillingham if he's from Kent?
Yeah, I don't know.
I suppose Alan Shearer started at Southampton.
Yeah, he went from Gillingham to Norwich and then moved to Manchester United.
Right. Okay. Cool. Okay, Cal. The World Cup is coming up soon.
Yes, it is.
Can you name me? Do you want me to make it slightly harder or slightly easier for you?
I don't know.
There's a choice of two here.
Oh.
I'll make it slightly easier. Let's get the points up. Name 2 of the 3 highest ranking teams.
Brazil number 1.
No.
Oh, what?
Highest, as in like, okay, lowest ranking. Sorry, I've worded that wrong.
You did say highest ranking.
As in highest number. I don't know what you. As in like.
Brazil are number 1 in the world.
Is that what that means? Right. Okay. No. Wait. Lowest ranking. Something like that.
It's got to be Qatar, no?
That is one of the 3. We've got. I'll give you one more wrong guess, and you got to get another one. Oh, that's the wrong. Qatar, by the way, were 3rd lowest.
Iran down there. They're not a bad team these days.
You've got no guesses left.
Yeah.
I don't know where they were. I think they're in the 40s.
Australia. There's some
I'm
garbage.
sorry,
going,
Cal.
isn't
I'm
there?
sorry,
Yeah,
Cal.
it's all right. It's all right.
It was Ghana who were the lowest.
Really?
61st. Yeah, that was the hardest question I would have given you. I was like, this. If I was going to guess, that was almost like a triple. So Qatar were 50th in the world rankings, and Saudi Arabia 51st.
Jesus Christ! I didn't even know Saudi Arabia were there. Oh my God!
But, yeah,
No, I'd never have got that. Never.
Okay, that's fine.
Ghana.
I know
What's
that's what
happened?
I don't know. Michael Essien still not playing for him. I don't understand.
Right.
Wait, name me a Ghanaian. I'm going to quickly have a look at Ghana
isn't-
FC.
Is Thomas Partey not Ghanaian?
No, it depends if he gets there.
Well, yeah.
Well, what's that one? Is Gian still playing for him?
I'm not sure. I don't think they did very well at the AFCON, the latest AFCON, to be fair, so it might make some sense. But...
Party, Tariq Lamptey,
Oh, God. Right.
Salisu, Daniel Amati,
Salisu, he's a good player, Southampton.
Baba Rahman, Andre
Right.
Ayew,
It's not quite what
Jordan
it was, is
Ayew, Antoine Semedo, a guy called Tete, which is Naki Williams.
Really? Right.
What? He's played for Spain, hasn't he?
I'm not sure.
Yeah, he played. He played a friendly. Okay, right. Okay, cool. 0-0.
0-0 as per. So moving on. I
0-0.
think you're gonna get this one. I think you'll
0-0,
get this
boys.
one.
0-0.
So over the weekend we saw El Clasico.
Okay.
Real Madrid.
Beating Barcelona 3-1. Nice, easy one for you. I need 3 players who've played for both Real Madrid and Barcelona.
Do I know that? Figo's one.
Yeah, there's one.
3 players.
3, please. Yeah.
Ronaldo.
Yes.
Not Ronaldo.
Ronaldo Nazario.
The music's put me off a little bit, actually. Mario. How long have we got?
About 25 seconds.
Okay. Right, I've not got any of this.
You get one wrong one, so get cracking. 15.
Okay, I'll guess Romario.
Wrong. One last guess.
Did anyone in the... Oh, did anyone go from
10
Real?
seconds. He's been he's been a Barcelona manager. That's a great clue. 5, 4, 3.
Luis Enrique.
Stop the music. We've got a point.
Oh,
We've got a
oh my
point!
Really? Was
We
he?
have a
where was
point.
he at?
Yeah,
I've
Luis Enrique.
Did he?
It's like you could have had Samuel Eto'o. There was
That's
loads there a
top
little
half.
before. Yeah, there was
Eto'o, yeah, he was there before
Lopetegui, who
Real
just
Madrid.
turned down Wolves. Michael
Who's
Laudrup. But yeah, I will take Luis Enrique, Ronaldo Nazario, and Luis Figo. Well done, mate. Love that.
Thank you for the little tiny clue.
Yeah, with 5 seconds to go. Yeah,
I
you're all
know.
right,
No,
mate.
I was thinking like for some reason like Silvino. I was thinking, did anyone? The Eto'o one was like he played for Madrid before Real Mallorca. But
Yeah.
that's when he sort of started his career. He must have played like a reserve game or like came off from the bench a couple of times. Very, very.
Another as well. Georgi Hadji played for both.
Okay. Well,
So,
2-1.
1-0.
Are we starting a new one next week? Are we starting at 0-0 again? Are we starting? Are we carrying on?
I think we should just carry on.
Okay.
Just keep it going, get the numbers up.
Obviously, Mo Salah. This is my second question.
Yeah.
Mo Salah, flying down the wing for Liverpool. He's obviously played at Basel,
Yeah.
Roma,
Mm-hmm.
and he's obviously played at Chelsea.
Yeah.
I'll give you a leeway of 1 because we're being friendly. How many goals did he score for Chelsea?
Is this Premier League or in all comps?
I won't start it yet. Don't worry. Let me just get it up here because I've got a number here. I don't think this is in the Premier League.
I think he got 2 goals for Chelsea in the Premier League. Come on!
Yeah, he scored 2.
I remember when he was
scored
on when he got to the 100 club, he'd scored 98 Premier League goals for Liverpool, and
Yes.
I really wanted him to just get it with us. I think I celebrated 101 or 102 more than I did.
Yeah, he scored 2 in 13 in all comps for Chelsea
Yeah.
in 1.5 seasons, which is mad. It's insane.
Yeah, it's crazy, isn't it?
Yeah, De Bruyne and Salah at the same time. How mad is that?
Right.
But yeah, like I say, I made it a little bit easier for you. Anything Mo Salah, you're probably going to get on, yeah.
We've assisted each other very nicely today, haven't we?
I gave you a leeway of 1 as well. So
Yeah,
I think
yeah.
I prefer this, I like this.
Celebrating and being
you got
happy.
relegated in the 92-93 season. You
Yeah.
nonce, get that right, or you touch kids, right?
Right. I got. I had a little look at the game that was on tonight. Charlton played Portsmouth, or are playing. Well, no, it's probably finished now. Both former Premier League clubs, but I need to know in what year were Charlton relegated from the Premier League?
Oh, okay. This is pure football. Right. It was under. I think it was under Alan Pardew in that season. Was it with West Ham? It's got to be. They've not been there since. I think they went down with.
20 seconds.
My ballpark right now is between 2003 and 2006. Because it has to be. It can't be any later. They didn't get into the Premier League at all after that because Kirbishley weren't there. How long have I got?
About 10 seconds.
Okay, so I will say it's not 2002, 2003. It's not 2003 or 4. I'm going to say 0405. Oh, I think 0405 was when West Brom survived.
I think you need to give me an answer.
Oh, 0405.
Incorrect.
Is that 3 or
as
4?
the powers that be in Google say to me that Charlton's last year in the Premier League, they were relegated in 2007.
Wow.
Yeah.
Really?
Yeah. That's what it says
mental.
here. They did go down, though. They did go down and come back up. They went down in... You might have been pretty close with the last one. Yes, hang on. Kirbysley took them back up as champions in the year 2000. And then they spent 7 successive years in the Premier League, 2 relegations in 3 years
you
after
did take
that.
him down. Oh, it was that Wigan game. Fuck off. Right. It was the Wigan season when it was the West Ham sort of horrible... Oh, wow, they lasted that long. Okay. I definitely didn't know that they lasted that long. I thought they were gone by 2005. Fair enough. That was a bit... No, I like it. I like it, though, because it's like prime, like, my era, because that's when Blackburn were...
Yeah.
That's when Blackburn were there. So it's 2-2, 1-1 today. My God. Can you get 100%? Oh, I need to drink that just because you could get ahead for the first time this season. We all love head. Leave that one there. Out of context, Tom.
That will be an account one day, won't it?
Can you name? Or what do I make it? 3. No, we'll go 4 of the 5 oldest active players in the Premier League right now, and I'll give you 2 wrong guesses.
Oldest active 4. I'm just trying to think of sub goalkeepers. And
There isn't.
is there not?
That's my clue. There's no sub goalkeeper.
Oh yeah, because Ben Foster and that retired, didn't he? Jimmy Milner in there.
He is 5th. Well done.
Brilliant.
That gives you a clue. You should get it from here, actually. If he's you. He is. I won't read it, actually.
Oh, I'm finding this.
So you need to get 3 of 4, and you got 2 wrong guesses. So
Yeah,
just in your court, really.
Oh, how is there no goalkeeper? Surely it's not Scott Carson not getting on a bit. No.
He's not in the City team, so that's a
Oh,
guess.
what? He's not. Is he not in? What?
Active. He
Yeah.
can't.
How's he
Yeah,
not in the? Come on, he's registered as City player.
Is he?
Is
I
he
don't
on
think he is.
FPL?
Is he?
Surely. I'm having a look on that one. I'm voiding that.
I went on Transfer Market on this. Oldest active players. Let's have a look. One sec.
Is he on
Team
there?
news.
Oh no, he might not be actually.
No, he's not. He's not.
That's so weird.
Yeah, he must
That's
have retired.
definitely not a guess. That. Oh, come on.
It has to be. Not be a guess.
Trying
You have a name out.
Yeah, no, but
You got one.
he's still
one-
there.
He's not.
He is.
not.
He's still part
not
of
in
the
the
City
team.
setup.
You can get this though.
I can't think of anyone old.
There is a
Ashley
couple.
Young. Ashley Young.
Somehow you're getting the harder ones. So Ashley Young is 4th on that list. So well done.
I can't even think of the proper old people in the Prem.
I'll give you 20 seconds before you have to guess another one. Do you know what I mean?
How many do I need? 3 or 4?
You need 2 more,
Christ.
and you got 1 dud guess, essentially.
Yeah. How old's Jamie Vardy? He's not older than them, is he?
Just to give you context, James Milner is 36, 9 months and 12 days old.
Yeah. How old's Ashley Young?
37, 3 months and 7 days old.
Oh, Thiago Silva.
Well done. There's the third. You're on for the winner here, Carl.
Is he
Definitely
the
on for
third best? The
Thiago
third
Silva.
oldest?
Thiago Silva is the oldest at 38 years, 20.
Cristiano Ronaldo.
There we go.
Come on.
Sweet.
Come on.
There we go.
How did I
37
not get
days,
Ronaldo,
37 years
man?
old, 8 months and 11 days. Third on the list was Lucas Fabianski at 37, 5 months and 28 days. I told you I made it a little bit easier for you.
Yeah. Do you know what though? It is still tough, isn't it? Even the ones like that, you just no.
Yeah, I know what you mean. I definitely know what you mean. I
It's
think I
in
would
the heat
have.
at the moment, isn't it?
I think I would have said Thiago Silva straight away because I knew he was like 37 at
Yeah.
least. I was like, but I would have guessed like Willie Caballero because I was like, he's probably still knocking about somewhere at Southampton or some bollocks. So your guess of Scott Carson isn't a horrendous one at all.
I'll take it now. Yeah. No, because I still see him pictured now. They make joke. He must be a goalkeeper coach there or something now because he.
Yes,
They were making jokes about him with Haaland just taking shots at Scott Carson all Christmas while the World Cup, so just sharpening his boots, like. But yeah, no, yeah, all right, I'll take that.
Yeah, absolutely, and yeah, that you're 3-2 up. How do you feel?
I don't even know how to feel. It's like when they go up to win the Oscar and they're like, I don't even know. I didn't expect to be here. I thought it'd be 0-0 again. So I don't know. Good going into.
I'd like to thank my mum. Let's thank my dad.
With the quizmaster coming next week as well, Charlie SKEGGS. I'm looking forward to it. I think it'll definitely have a lot more balance and a bit more.
It's funny as well. He'll have the dynamic of like, oh, fuck's sake, I know that one, but it's not my question. I know.
Yeah.
As soon as the limelight's on you, I won't get it. Like the Kevin.
Exactly.
The Kenny Miller one, I was like, how did I not even get that back then? I was like, Kenny Davis. Oh Christ! But guys, if we haven't already, my God, we've got to an hour. We can waffle on for an hour, Cal. It's absolutely fine. But like we always say, please subscribe to the channel. Please subscribe to our Spotify as well. If you could give that 5 stars, Cal, did you give it 5 stars?
Of course I did, mate. Of course I did.
All right, okay. Just checking. But we're on there. But obviously, if you want to see our faces, I don't know why you want to do that. But we're on my channel, my own personal one. We'll talk on this or be together on this because it's just easy just to crack it out, sort of thing. Like below. Oh, I nearly forgot something. Actually, we did have a question, didn't we?
Oh, we did. We
Oh
did
my
just
God.
before we wrapped up. Yeah.
My God, we got a question, and we got this just before recording, and
It's from my lovely local, isn't it?
yes, it is. Let me just get it up now.
So the Club Burton Wood.
I put a tweet out today, I think it was, or yesterday. I was like, guys, we're going to be talking on the podcast today. We got one. I don't even know where to find it right now. Here we go. It was from. It's not John O'Neill, is it? Burton Wood Club.
Yeah, the Club Burton Wood. Yeah, my local. I'm in there often.
Yeah, we got an. I was like, oh, okay, cool. We got an actual question, but obviously we didn't put it on notes because it was just as we were doing the sort of. We just started and this came out. So, Madri or Moretti, Cal, quickly.
Moretti without even a second thought. Yeah, I wouldn't give Madri the time of day personally.
I think
Unpopular.
It depends. If it's a session, then Madri's the shout. But if it's Moretti, if it's just a couple of pints while watching a game, Moretti has to be the one, doesn't it?
Yeah.
All depends on what you want. But if you were just gonna have one pint, yeah, it's Moretti in it.
Definitely, mate.
Definitely.
Does that?
Well,
Thank you for the question, though, guys. Yeah.
But thank you very much for the comment. My God, if we forgot about that and we had one question from.
Oh God, yeah. Sorry, guys.
Do apologise. Who do you know? Because obviously you're connected to Burton. What do you know who's in
I
charge?
think it'll be Paul Wharton, that one. I think.
Oh really? Okay.
Take him on from Paul. I imagine we'll get him on one day. So we've discussed about the story of our little club from round here, the football team
Yeah,
created
we
it.
have-
We'll have to get one of them.
We have discussed that, and we've also discussed the fact that we're probably going to do a live one at some point, or just an in-person one at the Burton Wood Club potentially, or wherever we want to do it.
We'll have to do that.
I'm only about 45 minutes away from that, so if we can plan it, absolutely fine. But like we say, just before that question, and we do apologise, if you haven't already subscribed to the channel, follow us on Twitter as well. That's where most of our feed comes through. It's basically where all of our feed comes through. Basically, it's Liverpool centric, Warrington centric, and then I just dash a little bit of my stupidness in there as well because we both control it. But Carl, it's been a pleasure.
As for you as well, mate, thank you very much. It's been a pleasure talking to you tonight.
We are concluding episode 4 of Talk Nonsense podcast. And thank you guys for listening to the podcast. Cheers and good night.
Good night.